Good morning. What's up, y'all? I'm an addict named Austin. I got clean here at Serenity House in Abilene, Texas, October 19, 2014. And I just wanted to read the just for today with y'all. December 11th. Misery is optional. No one is forcing us to give up our misery. It's funny to remember how reluctant we once were to surrender to recovery. We seem to think we had wonderful, fulfilling lives as using addicts, and that giving up our drugs would be worse than serving a life sentence at hard labor. In reality, the opposite was true. Our lives were miserable, but we were afraid to trade that familiar misery for the uncertainties of recovery. It is possible to be miserable in recovery too, though it's not necessary. No one will force us to work the steps, go to meetings, or work with a sponsor. There is no NA militia that will force us to do things that will free us from the pain. But we do have a choice. We've already chosen to give up the misery of active addiction for the sanity of recovery. Now, if we're ready to exchange today's misery for even greater peace, we have a means to do just that if we really want to. Just for today, I don't have to be miserable unless I really want to be. Today, I will trade in my misery for the benefits of recovery. That's exactly my story, right? Like, I thought that, I knew I was miserable using, but I just didn't know how it was going to look and how I was going to be able to face life without being able to change the way I feel. There was a lot of things that were going on that I had done, and then there were some things that were out of my control that had happened early on in life. And I just didn't know how they were going to work out because I had never really had any healthy environment or any way to learn how to process or work through some of those things. And then just to be really honest, I liked using. I liked the way it changed the way I felt. I like how it made me happy, at least in the beginning, right? In the end, I was holding on and just wouldn't let go, but I had lost the desire to use long before I stopped using. And so when I get here and find out, and it takes me a little while to find out, but when I get here and find out it's not about the drugs, it's about the obsession and compulsion and the total self-centeredness, then I'm in trouble, right? Because now I'm like, oh no, the drugs are gone, but the problem's not gone. And so it takes me a little while. And there's some other issues that I came in needing to work on. There's just some wreckage of my past that had to play out, and I had to put in some work to get rid of those things. And once those things went away, I realized I was still suffering from the disease of addiction until I learned that it was the obsession and compulsion. And then I had to get up and do something every day for my recovery. I had to find a way to get free from the obsession and compulsion. And that takes a sponsor to help me. That takes a program to find out the information so that I can identify the problem and get in the solution. It takes some daily practices, some surrender, sometimes numerous times through the day. Meetings where I'm able to feel the spirit of recovery, have fellowship, other people, know that there's other people that are going through what I'm going through. And then once I get free from it, right, I find out my purpose and I get to live the program. I get to live my purpose. And of course, the disease doesn't always like that and tries to distract me or find ways to make me miserable, or it manifests in other areas of my life that I have to be vigilantly or diligently work in a program so that I can identify that it's manifested in this area of my life. And that sounds like a lot of work, right? The truth is, if you're clean today, that's a miracle, right? And that's a win. And so if I don't want to be miserable the rest of the day, I can let go, and I can grab onto something that works for me and other people. And so I hope that's the option we all take today. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope that helped. We will see you tomorrow.